All right, boys and girls, what's up? It's the Salty Vet back on a Friday morning, and it's cold again. Mother Nature is bipolar in East Tennessee. She doesn't know what she wants to do, and that's why everybody's sounds like I do all the time. So, a couple things just real quick. Joy Reid got fired. That was in the news. And again, I don't know anything to do but shrug my shoulders. It's like when somebody gets offended that an 86-year-old dude dropped the N-bomb. Joy Reid got fired because she's a racist. Period. Like, I don't have any tolerance for people who see the world through race-baiting glasses. I just don't. So yeah, she just seems like a miserable person. Like, she's just not happy. Like Eeyore, right? So there's that. There have been reports of Epstein's client list dropping today. I definitely want that. And I don't care who's on it. I really don't. I hope we get an unredacted version. I am cautiously optimistic. I don't think we will. But there's no reason to not release that. Other than to protect certain people, right? So AOC is this might be the funniest part of the week, and it might have been last week. I haven't made a video in a minute. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez said that Elon Musk was, I think the quote was, the dumbest billionaire she's ever met. So, two things on that. First is, how many billionaires have you met, young lady? There's a discussion to be had there. And secondly, I don't know where you get that he's unintelligent when his IQ is clearly higher than yours. That's kind of sanctimonious. But everybody up in arms over and just the dichotomy and the hypocrisy. Every time I think I've found a bottom to it in the federal government, I'm incorrect. People jumping up and down about, he wasn't elected. He doesn't need to see our blah, 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 blah. Well, he already had a clearance because of his contracts through the government for SpaceX and working with NASA. Like, he's been vetted. He's been cleared. So, like, Amazon has your information. Google has your information. Facebook has your information. The hotel you banged your mistress at last weekend has your information. Avis has your information. Mercari has your information. Like, shut the fuck up. That's just such a weak, it's not even an argument. It's a straw man. Like, it's just stupid. They all have your fucking information, and newsflash, none of them were elected. And you freely gave it to them to get your $9.99 dick pills from Amazon or whatever you're buying. Right? So it's the same thing. There's literally no difference. So, and by the way, he's uncovering fraud, waste, and abuse. Right? Fraud is a crime. That's a little bit harder to prove, but certainly waste and certainly abuse of taxpayer dollars. I've got a list. I printed off a list from Doge of the stuff they just initially found from USAID. I will do a video on that. That one will be a little bit longer because I'm just going to read them off. It's 10 pages long. And it's just dumb shit. And it's stuff that, you know, my dad used to crack jokes about. Not specifically these things, but, you know, a $300, you know, a $1,000 toilet at the Pentagon was kind of the running joke, right? And turns out it's worse than that. So, you know, there is a downside to this. I have had people directly affected from this, from the cuts. And I hate that. There's just no way to do this, I don't think, without ripping the Band-Aid off to see what the wound looks like and then recovering it with a smaller Band-Aid. If that analogy makes any sense whatsoever, right? So, you know, I've had friends whose jobs are funded by grants. They've lost their job, and I hate that. I really do. But man, you know, if it takes that, I would gladly give up my job to get an unredacted Epstein's client list. I would go find a new job today. I would change my entire career. I would start a whole new career. You give me an unredacted Epstein list, I will make that trade today. And I know several people that, you know, I'm friends with that would do the same thing. So I know that's a lot in a real short video, but I wanted to try to catch myself back up before I go through the USAID thing. Maybe, I don't know, a couple days, Sunday, whatever. Ground news. I don't get paid by these people. This is not a paid endorsement, but I heard about it on Dave Smith's Part of the Problem podcast, and it's an app that lets you see how a story is, what way it leans, left, right, center right, center left, whatever. Man, it's so good because you can see, you can actually pick a headline and just scroll through the different headlines, same story, and see how, just on the headlines, how different the headline is presented. It's pretty wild. So if you want to read stuff, it allows me to read stuff, you know, in the middle where I kind of stay. It allows me to go to the far right and read their wacky shit, and it allows me to go to the far left and read their wacky shit. So highly recommend it. It's hard to find a decent news source. Ground News is good. I use the free version. There's a subscription. I have no idea what it costs. But yeah, in the hunt for truth, I think they're on the right track. Y'all be cool.